Welcome back to another late night reaction. Right after the game, Milan escape Lecce and managed to win 1-0. Welcome to the live reaction. My name is Stefano. I'm joined by Oscar. Oscar, what do you think about the game? Let's just jump right into it. I'm pumped up. I'm wearing my Scudetto
Yeah,
shirt, my 2011 Scudetto shirt, so I'm putting up
it
all the
still
positive
fits you.
vibes.
Still fits you.
It was a tight squeeze, but it's also
I
a little
think.
bit worn now. But
I think. Yeah. I think I have one. It's framed or in a drawer somewhere at my parents' place, and I think we bought it technically together. We were on like a school trip to Venice. I think when I bought it at one of those like. It was definitely not real merchandise. It's definitely from one of those kiosks that sells some counterfeit products. But yeah, I have a similar one. The game, I should say a bit of a snooze fest, but yeah, it's just one of those games that we got 3 points. It's mid-January. Nothing really too much to talk about. Is that I mean, there's
I don't know.
points in
I
the game that we can
disagree.
talk
I
about.
disagree. I don't know. Maybe I was going in charged up. There's been so much conversation about in Italian they've been talking the Italian media and the risultatisti, the players the people that care only about the results. There's the giochisti, so the Fabregas versus Allegri kind of thing. So the managers and speakers want to talk about the game. And I was thinking, look, we're gonna end 0-0, and people are gonna be like, you see, Allegri can get it done. And I thought this game we played well. Like we attacked, we create
Yeah,
chances, we could have scored more. Um, so I was just already reading the headlines, and I'm curious to see what the comment
Y-
is, but I hope it's not gonna be like another, oh look, Allegri barely gets by Lecce with a 1-0, because I really didn't think it was that. Oh,
have I dropped? I think I might
oh,
have dropped.
I still hear you, but
Yep,
I can check that you're still with me.
I can hear you.
Okay, then just keep going. I'm not sure
Yep,
what you
yep,
see,
yep,
what you don't see
yep.
me, but as I
I
said,
see everything.
um, I really didn't think it was that. Like I didn't think it was like a game where we created nothing. We should have gone up earlier, and we could have probably gone two or three past them. Are you happy with the performances?
I think overall, yes. It's one of those games where Lecce kind of put all their players behind the ball and kind of, but they did
Yeah,
play. They
yeah.
tried to attack at some points. Mike Mignon didn't have all too much to do. I thought overall, like there wasn't like a really poor performance by any player necessarily.
Mm-hmm.
And you're completely right that we could have scored more if we were just a bit more clinical. And I think as a Falcone, he played a very good
Falcone,
game.
what a game! I mean, we're used to having goalkeepers have the game as their lives, like we saw with Leali in Genoa.
Yeah.
Falcone, to be fair to him, has been very good. It's a little shaky on the when he comes out and he on the corners. But what a game! I mean, great saves. The one
Yeah.
against Pulisic, I really think it's his Falcone's credit more than Pulisic's mistakes. So I thought that was great. Before we continue, as I catch up with the chat, I'm gonna butcher your name. I'm so sorry. Tommy Kudlati. Hey there, Forza Rossoneri. All the best from Poland. Shout out to Poland. Thank you for tuning in. Then I see a Scoundrel 06. Do y'all feel having Jashari helped us win the game? He adds energy and when it works against smaller teams. What did you think about Jashari and Ricci? Because I have some strong opinion about both.
We have some strong opinions about both. I thought Jashari did it well. I think
Agreed.
he is quite a small player in a way, but he seems very physical and he can shield the ball really well. That's
Mm-hmm.
something I noticed.
Mm-hmm.
Not as well as let's say a Modric, but he does use his massive calves and his big ass to to cover the ball, and I think he covered quite a lot of the pitch. I thought he did a good game. I think Ricci is kind of losing it out on things.
I tend to agree. I thought Jashari was very good. I
Yeah.
think I think he played more of the Modric role, and I think it suited well. I agree with you.
Hmm.
He's not massive, but he's very physical, especially in the first maybe 15-30 minutes. I remember him tracking down a couple balls and making some good
Hmm.
defensive clearances. Apologies, it's late night show. Um, and Ricci was a little bit disappointed. It's not the first time. He had that good shot, but that kind of happened to him. The ball kind of bounced, and he had some freedom, and Falcone did very well. But a little bit timid. Often, I thought, kind of went away from the game. Again, not saying that he's doomed as a player, but I didn't think
Yeah.
he offered all that much. While I thought Jashari was, he had some good passes, he was much more involved.
Yeah.
So that was quite good. Scoundrel saying I thought we dominated. Totally agree. A little bit of our good work, a little bit of maybe Lecce really not having much, especially going forward.
Yeah.
So Till was kind of good, but for the rest was really not much going there.
Yeah.
We'll have to see what they do in January.
Oh
Cause
no, and you know what I wanted to bring up, and I was messaging you this. It took 46 seconds for us, yeah, to jump straight onto WhatsApp and message each other and say, Pervis fucking Estupinian.
my
Jesus
God,
Christ.
really, it's hilarious.
Uh,
There's something about kickoff. He just goes crazy. It's 46 seconds until he makes the first blunder. It's insane.
yeah, and then he made another stupid mistake. Obviously, it wasn't, like in our own box or anything. But I thought, second half, he did pretty well. He did have a poor touch, I think, in the box. Other than that, I think he joined the attack pretty well. There was that sort of the acrobatic attempt of putting it back across the face of goal there that didn't pay off really, but that wasn't really his fault because he was stretching for it. So I won't blame him for not producing a better pass there. Yeah.
Yeah, he picked up a little bit for sure. And this is sort of
Mm.
the level of competition where you say, okay, if you can play against this Lecce right now, then at home, then you have no place in the club. So he was alright. I do think Bartesaghi would have done better in a lot of the situation. Even the
Yeah, yeah.
sliding one you mentioned, I think he tries to find goal there. But yeah,
Oh, instead of passing it back or try
yeah,
to square it. Yeah.
yeah. Look, I need to watch it back. It's probably much easier said from this lovely couch from me being lazy, rather than flying in the air trying to make contact with the
I don't
ball.
know. You do give a left wing back kind of vibe in life.
In life, I'm a left wing back when it comes to life. Cheers.
Up and down all the fucking time.
I put in my CV. Catching up with the chat. Tommy, shout out to you. Yeah, I like Jashari a lot. He looked promising. Agreed. He also comments on Estupinian in the first minute, but then saying he does well. Colin Bouchard, shout out for joining chat. Stepinski doesn't miss ever. Thank you. Give me. Forget the left wing back. I'm a CF. I'm a cam. I can do it all. I'm a false nine. I'm a false football player when you really think about it.
You're
Think about
false
that
over
one.
there. You're a fraud.
But of course,
Colin Bouchard, another right back or right wing back. Shout out.
he knows. He knows. He
Varsity
knows. He
football.
knows quality. He knows quality. But of course, we have to talk
Yeah.
about. We create a lot. We had the Richie chance. We had Pulisic, big chance. We talked about the Stupinian, Ruben Loftus-Cheek. Actually, let's talk about that after. But the main man that gets his debut Milan goal and solves the game, gives us 3 points, is Fulkrug. You can see we already played always different when we actually have a real target
Wow.
man up there. I wouldn't say that he, necessarily took this game home for us. He did just have a tap in of a beautiful Salamakers goal. But what do
Oh,
you think of his impact?
yeah. So when you say a tap in, and okay, I think Falcone was kind of He wasn't really in that position, in a good position. But if you look at the technique, he sort of hangs, and he doesn't attack the ball. He kind of places it down a bit to the left, and it goes bottom corner left. And I think he means to do that. I can see a lot of players missing that actually. So I think it's not just. I mean, it's on paper a tap in, I guess. But I thought it was pretty good. A pretty good technique there, and it's that yeah. I see in the chat here leap. Yeah, it was a good leap.
Yeah.
But you're right. He wasn't the one that took it home. We'll do a segment of hero of the match in our analysis podcast later in the week or in a couple of days. But yeah, I think he scores that 1-0, and he's. I think I mentioned this just before we went live. He's that lone player you shouldn't fall in love with. I think his hotel room got robbed. I think he's still staying at
Unfortunately,
a
yes.
hotel. I'm sure
Yeah.
he's.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
it was
guessing
like
looking for a
over
house.
five. Yeah, 500,000 euros worth of watches and jewelry, etc., robbed. And he's probably not staying. at a 2-star hostel type thing. He is probably staying at probably the same hotel that Kyle Walker used. But I would not want to be in the same room that Kyle Walker was. I would not put one of those ultraviolet lights or whatever it is around that room of Kyle Walker, knowing knowing what activities he was up to. So yeah, he's a target man. He does change the dynamics of the game. I don't want to take your job here, Stefano, but this kind of links into to what I'm saying. We see Tommy here again. I'm worried about Leao and Pulisic duo. They do not seem to work together, and I don't remember when one of them scored when they were both on the pitch at the same time. It doesn't happen at all. And both you and I, Stefano, were really hyped. Let's say, was it September and beginning of October when they were injured at different times, and we're like, we'd love to see them together. So we can put our hands up and say we can really foresee this. But how do you
Mhm.
feel this duo is working out? Because you can see the dynamics change once we get either Nkunku on or definitely Fulkrug as a proper number 9 coming on. How do you think Allegri sees this for the future starting 11s?
Yeah. First of all, allow me to go back because you've actually changed my mind. You're right. It's not really a tap in the goal, and it connect made me think what you were saying about a point that I was thinking while watching the game is that we actually win a lot of headers off corners. We have special defenders. I need to look at the numbers, but our numbers for headers versus headers on target must be abysmal. Gabi had
Yeah.
a few. This one was really bad during the game because Falcone totally missed his exit, and he just needed to get the header on target, and he doesn't. So I
Hmm.
shouldn't just dismiss the full crew goal, which is definitely not a Puskas winning award goal, but shouldn't dismiss a header on target because we cannot give it take it for granted. Regarding the Pulisic now, it looks rough. To me, the real mystery is I think it could work, but I need Leao to be able to accelerate. I need him to be able to sprint.
Yeah.
I don't understand
Yep.
why he's playing if he's sort of like this. If Allegri thinks it's better than the alternative, which maybe he has a point. But I need to understand why is he playing? Could he not play and get better faster? Is he not gonna get better at all because he just needs to manage Pubalgia and it's gonna be like this? And I'm worried about because he's not really gonna have a summer off with the World Cup. So there's definitely some worrying signs for me in terms of this duo really working out. But I need to be able to see Rafa fit. Right now, it's like it doesn't really work. But at the same time, Pulisic scores that goal, which Richie balls into Leao. Beautiful pass by Leao, beautiful pass, and this would have been a second assist, beautiful assist after the Rabiot one last game. Pulisic puts that away, and now all of a sudden we're saying, "Oh, look, they play together. They're incredible." So, worrying signs for sure. But I would like to see more of it, and ideally with Rafa healthy. But I don't know what you think.
Yeah, it's. I think it's definitely right with him being unfit and Liao. Look, he still can contribute to a game, but I mean his. I think I've mentioned this before. It's almost like taking Mbappe's pace. If you tell him you can only sprint 50%, then he's really not that world class striker. And I think the same is for Liao. I would love to see him fit, and I think it could work. Pulisic has been missing some chances the last few games, especially Fiorentina. I think we mentioned it that he wasn't really the villain of the game or the culprit, but he because we give him the benefit of having come in clutch for us throughout the season, and he does always work hard, so it's not like a stroppy performance. Maybe I think it's time for Leao to maybe be put on the bench at least, and maybe just play the 10, 15, 20 minutes if we desperately need to put on and have three forwards or four forwards even within Kunku. So I would love to see him just take a bit of a breather and try to heal, because you're right, he won't have a summer to recuperate. It'll be Cristiano Ronaldo's last World Cup, right? If he
Yeah,
makes it
I'm
into
I'm
the,
hoping that
if he ma-
Ronaldo gets minutes over Rafa, even though obviously different positions. But
yeah,
that's the only
if
hope.
he can get into the if he can get into the country, but then that also goes into Colin Bouchard's comment here. If you could only pick one, Leao or Pulisic, um, I think would play with Pulisic next game with a pairing of Nkunku or Füllkrug, right?
Yes, next game. I think he's talking about in general though, which is a difficult question. Given that Leao is healthy and
Oh,
Leao is definitely not, I still I think take Rafa. Look, Rafa can definitely have off games and take nights off, but I think the ceiling is higher with Rafa. I love Pulisic, I really really do,
yes.
and he's gonna give you the solid performances game in and game out. But yeah, and now he's saying sell one. Well, you probably make more money off Rafa right now than you do of Pulisic, so maybe it's
Yeah.
more worth to sell Rafa. But it's a hard one. Catching up with a couple chats from Elena Paola who says scrivo dall'Italia ma non capisco l'inglese, comunque forza Milan, ciao a voi. Grazie mille comunque per essere entrata e grazie. And I think that's it. Yeah, some more comments about Lea looking unfit. Thank you everyone, by the way, for tuning in. These are some good numbers. Look forward to a lot of more live reactions after games, and as well as some more in-depth podcast that we record during the week. So subscribe and drop a like. I do also agree with something you mentioned. That was a good point. With full Krug, obviously we look better with a real striker. But even with Nkunku, who's not the physical presence, it's a different look. It's a different profile than having just Leao and Pulisic. So if I had to guess, I think you'd be right that there is a strong case to be made about maybe like Nkunku and Pulisic starting, except the next game is Roma. So do I think Allegri just puts on the best players? Probably.
Yeah.
So
Just
obviously we'll
I
see
just
about
want
the
I
health,
just
but
want I want to put on full crew just to fuck with Mancini because I hate that guy.
that would be a battle. That would be a real
Yeah.
battle.
And I think I know who's gonna win. That would be full Krug any day of the week.
I mean, Fulkrug might lose one or two more teeth, but
And maybe a couple of toes.
I know the man is playing. No more watches; those have been stolen. No teeth, fractured toe, and he's still at it. But this Roma game will be big now. You know, they with Juventus losing
Yeah.
against Cagliari, Roma is now in fourth. It's so tight. Obviously, there's Inter at 49, us at 46, Napoli at 43, and then 42 Roma, 39 Juve. This Roma game will be huge. I think they're playing midweek, no, because there's Europe. Yes, they are, which
There
is
is
very
Europe
good.
this week.
They're playing Stuttgart at home, so not impossible, but it's nice for us that they're playing Thursday and we play again Sunday.
Yeah.
Yeah, who if you were Allegri, would you start then bench one of, assuming that everyone is as healthy as they were today? Would you bench one of Leao or Pulisic?
Yes, I think I'd want to bench. I would think I'd bench one of them and maybe have them as a super sub against Roma in case we're 1-0 down
Yeah,
or just need to change the way we're playing. Although I think in a more open game where Roma might be pressing us a lot more because we've seen this when we play the big teams. We don't tend to be in the final third a lot. We do
that's true.
play on the counter a lot more. So will
That's where
Fulkrug
maybe
actually
Leao.
be? Yeah, exactly. So will Fulkrug be? Would that be good to have him as a starter? Because then the game would be a lot more open, or we'd be a lot more put back. So it would be kind of, I shouldn't say useless to have Fulkrug, but then it might be worth it. But then again, Liam can't sprint, so maybe it's Nkunku instead.
Yeah, I really wish I could understand the intricacies of Leao's injuries because you also do have a fair point. Like he obviously can sprint, but can he not sprint in general? Can he not sprint for 90 minutes? If he does play
Yeah,
30 minutes, is he able to be more mobile? Because at that point, I'd rather have him as a super sub at his full ability or close to. But yeah, you're right. Against Roma, I can see like last game probably a lot of heavy pressing, and in that situation, having Pulisic now probably works out a little bit better. Having Alexis Salemakers will definitely work out. Beautiful assist today. Honestly, beautiful hockey assist from Gabbia because that first ball is
yeah,
lovely,
delightful,
lovely from a player like Gabbia.
exquisite.
French chef's kiss. And then
French kiss.
Salemakers.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
It's the late night show, baby. It's 11:12. I mean, I need a makeout session with Matteo Gabbia up in here. No, and then Salemakers does a great job. Also, Conny De Winter, shout out to him. Another good game.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully everyone stays healthy. We have a week to recoup and then put ourselves together,
And
and then yeah, we'll see.
I thought Salamakis was kind of back to his old best. Not the best performance of the season, but he's had a bit of a dip the last 2 3 games.
Yeah, I
Thought he was
agree.
kind of back at his best, but it is Lecce, so we shouldn't be
Also
holding
true.
him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I think he's key for a player like him that plays so much that you can really see when he spent. So that having this week now, full week to recover will be huge. We gave a full rest to Bartisaghi, who I expect to start against Roma, even though Pervis didn't
Yeah.
look terrible, but definitely Bartisaghi is a starter.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens with Pavlovic, who somehow went on the bench, even though he couldn't head the ball. him in full
It was,
crook are just two fucking
yeah,
maniacs.
I think Pavlovic is one of the first players that made it to full group from the bench when they started hugging him for after the goal. I think you just like see them two, hugging because they're both quite tall. I'm just like, this is the beautiful game. These are the players that make football beautiful.
Yes, yes, the game is not
It's
gone. The game is not gone.
the games, yeah.
Catching on one more chat, Tommy, should we change into a 3-4-3 or 4-3-3 with weaker teams with full Krug in the middle? Do you want to start off, or I mean, you know what I'm gonna say. I think you're gonna say similar to me, but
I would say, I mean, I like it changing formation midway through the season. I don't think so.
yeah, the
You
four
would have
the
done it by now, I think.
this is true. The 4-3-3 I think is particularly not likely. I mean, look, when we always say position, it's positional football is that when we see a lot of times when we have the ball, we play with technically four at the back because we see Tomori shift because Salemakas tend to go up. But in general, our defenders are not good enough, and yeah, our center
Yeah,
backs are not really
and
four
and
at the back.
and and I and I think it's key for us to have three center midfielders,
Yeah,
because we do have good options there. So that means you'd have to either take off Bartisag or Salamaker, so then have like Rabiot playing that position, or like
yeah,
a Salah or Fofana, and that's just not their position. They're not
yeah.
there for that. So
Yeah, the closest you'll
um,
see is Ruben Loftus-Cheek, which Max sees as a second striker playing in that midfield.
yeah,
From the start, no. That being said, I think chasing games, like we saw already a couple times, you can
yeah,
definitely see full Krug with Pulisic and Leao or Nkunku in there.
yeah,
But I
yeah.
wouldn't expect it from the start in many, if any of the games. Um, we have our first guest of the live reaction. It's little Peachy. She just woke up. She watched the game with
She just
us.
woke up.
Yeah. And now she's ready to go back to bed. So I think we're close to calling it. Anything else you want to
Yeah,
discuss? I think your point about I don't remember Magnan making a save was very good.
yeah,
That shows that how solid we were.
yeah. Yeah, nothing about Milan, but if you, I'm feeling for our another kind of loan that we had. I'm feeling for him tonight. Senegal have just won 1-0.
My
I think
God, he's actually gonna
after
need
extra
security.
time, Brahim Diaz missing a penalty in the dying minutes of the game, and the 90 plus 24th, obviously with all the drama that was going on there.
My God,
Feel for him. I do feel for him because
did you
he
see
seems
the
like
video?
he is such a nice person.
Did you see the video
Video of
of the penalty?
I have not. No,
That's
we
the
can have
only
a
thing
live
I've
reaction of the
seen.
live
But
reaction.
yes, live reaction, and I'll catch you up. Basically, 0-0. It's like the 95th minute penalty to Morocco. Senegal disagrees. They walk out. They walk out. The whole
Crazy.
team, the whole staff walk out like 10, 15 minutes. Finally, they're convinced to come back in. Brahim steps up to win it all. And it's a Panenka, and it's an awful Panenka. Goalkeeper
Oh my
barely
God,
moves.
no! I've just seen it.
Yeah, it's a
No,
rough look.
Brahim. No,
It's a
no,
rough look.
no.
It's a very rough look. Go to overtime. Senegal scores a banger. Brahim gets subbed, and then Senegal goes on to win it with Morocco heavily favored for the first one. This is
Yeah,
I feel I love Brahim. I still do, honestly. I think, and that's really rough. That's really rough. That's
and
like your
yeah,
career is defined by that kind of moment.
yeah, and also he changed. I shouldn't say changed. He's still quite young, and this was like what 3 4 years ago. He obviously changed his he played for Spain under 16, 17, 18, 19, under 21s, and then he
Yeah.
changed to Leeches, which is I'm not complaining about that. You do whatever you want to, and he does probably feel part of Moroccan and has heritage. But that's really tough because he was a Real Madrid player. Morocco have a very good team on paper.
Yeah,
But I've
he's been
just
balling. I think he scored every round. He's got like 5 or 6 goals in the tournament. He would have been easily player of the
yeah,
tournament.
yeah.
So
I've just seen a tweet of like saying this is Brian Diaz right now. It's of that Mexican. I think this was like in the 90s. That Mexican singer, I can't like really big Chapulino or something. When he receives a note just as he's performing on stage, and he starts sweating and he sings his last song, and then he was found dead afterwards. And apparently it was a cartel
my
that
God.
gave him a. It's
Yeah.
tough.
Ooh, Colin
Yeah,
in the
I
chat is
feel.
saying that another player had the ball and Brahim went and took it off of him, which just to make everything so much worse. Man, I would now be.
Okay. Now I'm sorry. I mean, now I'm starting to feel less bad for Brian Diaz. You can't be doing that, pal.
I would now, but in the form that it was, I just can't believe he chose to Panenka. Like, if you miss a normal penalty, it is what it is. But the Panenka,
Yeah,
anyway,
yeah.
rip.
And it's against Mendy. Like,
If he
where
if
is
he
Mendy
falls,
nowadays? I actually don't know, but
I don't know either.
he's in the Saudi league, I think, right? But I mean, he's still on
If
paper
Brahim
world
falls
class.
off after this, we might see him. We might be able to see him back in
Return to
Henderson
Milan.
in a shirt.
Until Hernandez comes back, we've got the whole the whole crew back together,
grab Frank Kissy again, and then we're good.
and not Hakan obviously because we didn't win it with him.
Disgusting, right? I wouldn't want him back
Anyways,
anyway. I think we call it here. Milan,
we call it here.
stay close to Inter, 3 points. Get a little bit of a gap to the others. Not much because the Serie A is crazy this year, but 3 points ahead of Napoli, 4 points ahead of Roma, and 7 ahead of Juve. That's great news. We will be back to record a lovely podcast and break down exactly all the numbers, figures, all those minute details that will show you exactly how Max's boys got this win. Otherwise, for us, I think that's all. Oscar, thank you for joining the live reaction.
Thank you,
PG,
Stefano.
thank you for joining. And as always, Forza Milan.
Forza Milan.